China rolled out an ambitious infrastructure and investment project stretching across the globe.
The Belt and Road Initiative helped pave the way for the expansion of...
Xi Jinping is celebrating 10 years of Belt and Road infrastructure projects.
China spent over $1 trillion trying to reshape the world, but what if all that money didn't buy the power and influence it promised? Behind the headlines, projects are failing, debts are piling up, and global trust is eroding. Stay tuned, because what's happening is bigger than you think. Chapter 1. The Billion-Dollar Gamble. Back in 2013, China launched the Belt and Road Initiative, promising to connect Asia, Africa, Europe, and the Middle East with massive infrastructure projects. Ports, highways, railways, power plants, and fiber optics were funded, with over $1 trillion in loans, mainly through Chinese banks. The plan was clear: expand global influence and secure trade dominance. Dozens of developing countries signed on, eager for new investments and modern infrastructure. On paper, it looked like a win-win. But ambitious plans rarely survive reality untouched. Many projects underestimated local politics, economies, and social dynamics. And as the money flowed, cracks began to appear in the foundation of China's grand design. Chapter 2. Projects that struggle. Some of the largest BRI projects are now struggling or failing. In Pakistan, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor saw energy projects stall and costs balloon beyond $60 billion. Sri Lanka's Hambantota port couldn't generate enough revenue and ended up leased to a Chinese company for 99 years. In Kenya, the Mombasa-Nairobi Railway has struggled financially, and locals call it the railway to nowhere. These projects highlight a pattern. Chinese companies and workers dominate construction, often ignoring local input and realities. Environmental studies and economic forecasts were rushed or overlooked. The result is infrastructure that looks impressive on paper, but often underperforms in practice. Chapter 3. The Debt Trap. Many experts warn that the BRI model has created debt traps for poorer nations. Loans came with high interest rates, short repayment schedules, and little flexibility. When projects failed to generate expected profits, countries were stuck, forced to renegotiate, restructure, or hand over assets. Debt is political and economic leverage. Public protests erupted in countries like Kenya, where locals saw few jobs created, and Malaysia, where a new government canceled overpriced projects. Even in small island nations like the Maldives, elections were influenced by BRI controversies. The combination of loans, overambitious projects, and governance weaknesses turned a development initiative into a source of tension. Chapter 4. Global Backlash and Recalibration. China's ambitious lending didn't go unnoticed. India refused to join the initiative, citing sovereignty concerns. The United States launched alternative financing programs to provide more transparent aid to developing countries. Other nations renegotiated or scaled back BRI commitments. Even within China, advisors warned of overexposure and financial risk. The pandemic made matters worse, global supply chains slowed, and many nations struggled to make payments. The result is a slowdown in new mega projects and a more cautious, selective investment strategy. The dream of reshaping global trade through steel and cement is fading, replaced by smaller, strategic projects focused on digital infrastructure and green energy. Chapter 5. Lessons and the Road Ahead. The BRI isn't dead, but it's no longer unstoppable. China's $1 trillion gamble reveals that even the most powerful nations can miscalculate when money meets politics, corruption, and local realities. Real partnerships cannot be built on debt alone. For the world, it's a lesson in the limits of economic leverage and the importance of trust. Countries, companies, and individuals are watching these shifts, must prepare for a more multipolar, cautious global economic environment. China is still investing abroad, but the era of massive, unchecked megaprojects may be over. The question now is whether the lessons learned will prevent the next financial and diplomatic misstep. What do you think? Can China rebuild trust, or is this the start of a new world order? Comment below, like, and subscribe.